Kirti, and welcome to Hindustan Times. Thank you so much for spending time with us and wish you a very happy new year.
Thank you so much, Monica, for having me and wish you a very happy new year too.
Kirti, everybody's talking about how brilliant this year is going to be for everyone and what hopes they have. But I'm definitely going to start with you by asking, when this lockdown was imposed, we got to see Four More Shots, Please, season two, and you being one of the main characters in that. It was a great, great start to the year, I would say, for you. And you ended the year on even a higher note with Criminal Justice 2, getting you a lot of praise even today. So it has kind of been a roller coaster, exciting, eventful year for you. So when you look back, you really think pandemic tried to ruin it for you, but you made it into an opportunity.
The thing is, Monica, of course, I'm super glad that I had two releases this year and four more shots while it was always scheduled. The pandemic kind of threw us off in terms of criminal justice, and I wasn't sure if it was going to release this year, and I was hoping it did. And finally it did. And Of course, it's like I'm absolutely overwhelmed with both the shows responses that I've got and so much love that I'm getting and all of that. But so on the and the thing is, while the rest of the world is not working and you have your releases happening, it's of course you feel privileged, you feel
Yeah.
what do you say, you feel a lot of gratitude because there is something out there which still keeps you keeps which makes the audiences connect with you while everyone is just sitting at home. So that was a great feeling for sure. But I think for me, Monica, with or without these releases, I think pandemic still wouldn't have been like,
Yeah.
it didn't get to me.
That's
It
great.
didn't make me feel like, oh my God, the world is going to end. Oh my God, my life is going to shit. I didn't have that feeling. Somehow I've just grown up to be this person who doesn't get um, very easily, what do you say, flustered with things which seem like things that are not positive, or things that are not happening for the best or not good things happening. So I have a very different perspective on how I look at so-called negative situations or crisis situations. So for me, I think I got so much time to connect, to spend with my parents and my, at their house, and
Yeah.
just connect with them, and most importantly, connect with myself again. I mean, I'm somebody who, anyway, regularly on a regular basis likes to, connect with myself. For me, my me time is something that I think that is so important for my sanity and for my evolution and growth. But the pandemic, with everyone being forced to stay indoors and nothing to distract you and nowhere to go, you had to go back to yourself. And I think I took that opportunity completely. And coupled with, of course, the professional success that I've had in 2021, it's been 2020. It's been a very, very it is one of the most memorable years of my life for sure.
Did you step out to shoot for any of these two series during the pandemic, or were they shot the year before?
So before the pandemic hit the country in terms of the lockdown, we were left with like 15 days of CJ shooting. And I was like, oh my God, because I was just so hoping, that it's a very intense character. So you don't like to, like you want to just finish it off once and for all.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my God, 15 days. But I'm like, it's okay, we'll get back to it. And of course, Dekhte, it started in March, and it was not before August that I went back to shoot for CJ. So thankfully, yes, we managed to shoot CJ in August and September.
Okay.
And yeah, we finished the rest of it. So yeah.
But when you watch yourself on screen in May, Four More Shots Please, and in December, A Criminal Justice 2, two characters that are poles apart. Like there is no probably, I mean, apart from emotions, there is no iota of similarity. One will see, like, one girl is out there laughing all the way, the other one is crying. But the strength, the women, the strength that you have portrayed in both the characters, how much it took out from you emotionally, when you had to portray this particular character, which is being talked about a lot now.
Um, it didn't exhaust me much at all, Monica, which is very surprising, I think, for a lot of people, which was very surprising for me
Yeah.
as well, because that was one reason I was scared of taking up CJ, because I'm like, कौन करेगा यार ये, मतलब 50 दिन तक, you know, just being this person, how am I going to do this, like, and you know, I'm in a space in life where I feel generally very, you know, very much at peace. I feel empowered, I feel, you know, ready to like take on the world and all of that. And then I had to go and play this Anuchandra, which is the extreme, which is the other opposite, you know. And I was like, I don't know if I can really take this up. And but ironically, that's exactly the reason why I said yes to it, because I'm like, why is this, what is this resistance? Why am I not wanting to go in this? What am I scared of, you know? And I'm like, okay, fine, let's find out. So I'm somebody as an actor, Monica, that even if I have the simplest scene on paper, I will still not go on set without preparation. Like, it's just a rule that I go by. Like, because I'm not scared of not doing that scene. You know, I am just too, I take acting too seriously to just land up on set and be like, batao kya script hai, I'll do it. You know, I want to explore it. I want to find out what is more to it, you know, and I want to bring out something that you probably don't see in the script, you know.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of homework, and clearly for this character also, like I did a lot of, I've met psychiatrists, I did a lot of discussions with my writers, directors, trying to understand various aspects of, you know, not just Anuradha Chandra, but like victims of abuse in general, you know, and what they could be like and all of that. So I did a lot of homework like that. And I think when you go into something with homework, I really didn't know how I was going to be on set, how I was going to let all of it come out through me emotionally, because I really like to, I don't plan things, you know, I don't plan my acting, I don't plan how I'm going to do a scene. I just flow in the moment. That's something I have, you know, learned along the way. And I think it's a very, very important quality to have as an actor to have, because I mean, you have to let some things just be,
Yeah.
you know, you just can't, acting is not, I mean, there are different ways people do it, but it's not my way of doing, for sure. So yeah, but surprisingly, the first day, for half day, I kind of tried to stay in the zone, you know, and act like whatever, be Anuradha Chandra, and half day into it, and I'm like, oh God, I don't think I can survive this, because this is not happening. Like, I cannot do 50 more days of this, you know, it's surely not the right way to do it. And then I think I slowly and steadily just started letting go without bothering about how it's going to be, what is going to come out, whether the emotion is right, not right. And slowly and steadily, I think my letting go just made me just come in and out of Anuradha Chandra, you know, within a few days, I was actually in and out of it. Like, action, I would go into it, cut, I would be out of it. So surprisingly, it has not taken a toll on me at all. Of course, when I was researching for it, of course, when I was understanding, you know, the lives and stories of these people, it was heartbreaking. You know, there is, like, you cannot, the kind of information you receive, you're almost like, this can't be true. You know, this cannot happen.
Yeah.
So that part is something which is actually the part where you are absorbing so much, and you are, you know, just gathering a lot of information, and, you know, making sense of it for your own self. But I think while I was shooting, it was not an easy process, but it didn't take a toll on me emotionally
But it's
at
paying
all,
off. I
actually.
mean, you know, all the hard work and the prep is showing off in the role that you have portrayed on screen.
Thank God for that. Imagine if it wasn't, what a waste it would be.
Absolutely. You know, but Kirti, tell me something. For the longest time in our society, especially the Indian mindset that we live with, audience would usually switch on to watch a series or a film for pure entertainment. But when we see a film like Pink, when you did, or even Blackmail for that matter, or now series Criminal Justice, when they trigger
Yeah.
conversations on social media platforms, there are discussions, there are feedbacks, there are people coming up with their real stories saying, oh, we have also been through that. As an artist, as a performer, does that kind of give you validation that I'm on the right path and I'm choosing the correct word, which is making some difference in somebody's life?
It validates you, and how, because really, like, I think that's the biggest validation for me, because you want to be acknowledged and validated and appreciated for things that you're trying to do, and especially like in this aspect, if I'm an actor, and I really believe I'm very blessed to be an actor, because I feel I am a medium through which change is possible, and I mean, not me, but this medium has the power to affect a lot of lives in a lot of different ways. And I take that responsibility very, very seriously. And I think it shows in the kind of work I choose. And when something you do, when a character you have played, or any even a scene from a line or a scene from the series or the film has has stuck with anybody, and it has had a repercussion, it has affected them. I think that for me is the biggest validation. And it's just heartwarming. You're so right about the fact that people are, while there used to be a niche audience, to watch a certain kind of cinema, now that niche is just becoming the majority, which is such a pleasant change. It is so amazing to see. I'm not against entertainment, but I am. I don't know how to spend 2 hours being entertained and get nothing out of it.
Not have any takeaway, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think it's possible to do both together very much. And if I had to still choose between entertainment and the other one, I would still choose the other one, because I would rather spend my energies on that as an actor.
Yeah.
So it's great that the audiences are absolutely maturing. They are being exposed to such wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
So much thanks to OTT, because people like you, me, and so many of us now have the choice to watch such amazing stuff from all over the world. We are not restricted to आपके पास यही choice है, आपको तो मतलब you basically don't have a choice. You
Yeah.
like beggars have are no choosers, So this is what you have, this is what you get. But now I have so much to choose from, and now I make a choice. Now that empowers me as an audience, And when the audience feels empowered, the audience can actually get out of their slump zones and comfort zones and wake up to so much that's happening in the world, to so much that needs to be spoken and expressed, and then demand from the makers saying, you know what, we have made a choice, this is what we want, this is what we like, now you figure it out. So I think it's a thing that's working both ways, and I'm just glad to be a part of this wave right now.
No, absolutely. And talking of validation, we've spoken about the audience's response, the validation. What about the validation in terms of awards? I mean, we cannot overlook the fact that this year has been over special for you guys, Fomo Shots Please Cast, for bagging an Emmy nomination. Winning, not winning is a secondary thing, but just to bag that nomination was a big deal, was a great joy. And then the Busan Content Awards, you won there. So what kind of validation, this international validation, do you consider? I mean, is it really, really important? Do you think it would have changed things drastically if you had won that award, or just the nomination stays with you forever?
So personally for me, I'm very neutral about this whole awards thing, in the sense that, because I think my actual validation comes through what we just spoke about. It comes through people. It comes through when my work reaches its target audience. It's done its job, in terms of, as I said, affecting lives and affecting mindsets. So that's my biggest validation. So I am very, as I said, very neutral towards awards. But having having said that, what I mean, of course, FOMO Shots has become bigger than we ever
Yes.
expected it to be.
Yes.
And what is really amazing is the fact that we are getting international recognition, which is not just important for FOMO Shots as a series because it's mine, but I think for India as a country, just to be able to be at the international platform with people, with series and shows from other countries and be on the same dais as them, I think that recognition is something like Delhi Crime actually went ahead and won, which is fantastic. So it is being nominated in itself is a big validation if you want to know from that perspective. Winning, of course, is the icing on the cake, but I think just this step, like Arjun Mathur was again nominated for Emmys, which is again fantastic, phenomenal. So I think just to represent India on the at the international level through the work that we do is just, I think that's where the biggest validation is. And I think that's what as an artist I would really be excited about, because I want to be, I would love to be working in the US as well,
Yeah.
in UK as well, and wherever I can be of some, do something which is interesting as an actor, I would love to be there. And this also opens up doors for us like that, because as I said, now everybody's coming on the same page, and I think that's what's just amazing about this whole thing.
So, Kirti, when we talk about validation, FOMO Shot season 3 is also going to come. Do you think that's also a validation that, audiences have shown interest, faith, and trust in your work, that they want to see another season? Otherwise, a lot of time, make it just end a series abruptly and would not probably plan a next season. So, where has that reached? What is happening on the season 3 front? Because people want to again see, it's going to be a year and a couple of months now that we saw the last season. So when are we
Yeah.
going to see that again? What's happening on that front?
Absolutely, Monica, you're very right about that. I mean, clearly, it's the love and the appreciation and the that we are getting from the audiences, the response we are getting, which is responsible for a season 3. Because otherwise, I know how competitive this whole industry is in general. How competitive OTT is like booming, and everybody's making a series. So yeah, for a season 3 to be approved of something, it has to come from a space of from there being a demand for it, and a huge demand for it. So clearly that has is responsible for us being here today. And yeah, man, we have been waiting to start. We were supposed to start season 3 in March actually.
Okay.
But of course, things have their own plan. Life has its own plan, and we are starting in January now.
Okay.
So yes, we are finally going to start shooting, and but it's not at least not before the year end that you actually get to see season 3. But the good news is that we are finally starting it. So yeah, super excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Good things are on their way, I'm sure. So sweeter the wait. Let's see how it goes. But this also brings me to one more very important question that I've been, wanting to ask. This is going to be your season 3 of one series and then Criminal Justice 2. People for last 1 year, Kirti, has been seeing you on the OTT platforms. And the stereotyping that our society is so used to, when you play one similar characters, they put you in genres, but when you play a lot of projects on one medium, then also you are boxed that, oh, she's going to do OTT work, though there are films that are lined up. Does it bother when you were called an OTT star or somebody who's just acting on the web platforms? Does it really bother?
So what's bothersome is the fact that people still want to, categorize you in some way or the other. Like people still want to box you. People still want to, for their own convenience and understanding, be like, "Acha, ye to ye karti hai, ye nahi karti hai," which for me is irritating. It doesn't bother me, but I'm like, come on, guys, grow up. Like, grow up. That's honestly that's every time I hear a mention like that or someone talking like that, I'm like, okay, like, there we go again. So for me, that's more of a reaction now. But having said that, I'm like, I think I'm getting over this shit, man. Like, I cannot spend another second of my life worrying about what are people referring to me as. You know, what are people addressing me as? What do they think I am? Where do they think I belong? It's like, I'm like, doesn't matter. You know, I'm here because I love acting, and I'll be here till I love acting. And I will do work that speaks to me, no matter what the medium is. And as long as that is happening, as long as I'm happy, people can do their thing, man. People have the time to. I mean, they're doing their thing. I'm doing mine, and yeah, somewhere, we'll probably meet.
Even your next Girl on the Train is most likely to be a direct to OTT release with whatever is happening with theaters. But now the theaters have slowly started to open in a lot of places in India. Do you really wish that it comes out on the big screen? I mean, probably to reach out to that particular cinema going audience. Is there any?
I would love GOT to be Girl on the Train to be a big screen release, purely because as a film, it is a film that should be seen on a big screen. Because I really believe. So when I do watch stuff on phones and TVs and all of that, I really miss the experience of the big screen,
Yeah.
and everything said and done, that is magical, and not just to watch yourself on that big screen, to watch anything on that big screen. So yes, from that perspective, I would love it to be in the screens out there. But I also understand the market is very, very volatile. The market is very uncertain, and there's a lot at stake for everybody. And it is just a situation that is going to get clarified in terms of the overall going to theater kind of a thing, just with time. Yeah, I think everybody's being very careful about their decisions in terms of where they want to release what. And so yeah, I mean, whatever it is, I'm finally, now I think I'm at a stage when I'm like, just release it, man. Release it anywhere, just release it.
That's true. But how's 2021 looking like? Like, what more work is lined up apart from FOMO shots, please? And what films, short film series, what more work is lined up?
So there are two releases for sure. There's Girl on the Train. There's another feature called Shadistan.
Okay.
And there are two short films that I've done. One is called Charu with Pawat Kriplani, which is like a paranormal thriller horror kind of a film. And the other is called Inside Out as of now, which is again a very interesting short film. So these are my releases that are lined up. And Jan onwards, I am starting. Of course, I'm starting. I'm starting FOMO shots in Feb personally. They are starting in Jan, and then there is something else that I'm starting very soon, which I can't talk about yet. So that is something that I'm doing, and a couple of features for sure. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff, Monica, and I think the first half is going to see a lot of releases of mine, and then the second half towards the end, you will have the other new stuff releasing that I'm shooting for now.
And I'll end by asking you on the personal front. This was all work related, but on personal front, what is it that you've not resolutions, but you've pledged to do things differently or focus on certain things on your personal self?
So traveling has been big on my list for a while now, and it continues to be. It's like on number one. No, I think acting and traveling are number one together. So a lot of I think a lot of me time, in ways that I have probably not done before. Like one of the things on my list is to actually learn how to ride a bike, and to do like maybe like a Ladakh or a Himachal bike trip, like me riding the bike. So
Wow.
that's something I really want to do. Another thing I really want to do, which is again to do with traveling this year, is to attend the arts festival in Edinburgh, which happens in August. So it's a month-long festival of arts. Like, it's just an art festival. You have everything there. So I really want to attend that. And yeah, I think just living life like there is no tomorrow, which is a huge lesson that Corona has taught all of us. So yeah, that's the plan.
Great, Kirti. It was lovely chatting with you and wish you a blessed and a lovely year ahead.
Thank you so much and wish you the same, Monica. Take
Thank
care
you
of
so much.
yourself.
Yeah.